I said in the next 1 hour thereabouts with some minutes, we shall talk about integration of technology in computer science instruction. So what you should expect in the coming minutes or hours. In this lesson, we shall explore issues related to effective use of educational technology, tools, and resources. We shall talk about issues around online learning platforms and virtual environment. We should talk about gamification and simulation in computer science education. In computer science education here, we mean how you can use gamification and simulation in the teaching and learning of computer science. Then we talk about coding and some programming tools for teaching computer science concepts. So to get started, what are the benefits of educational technology in computer science education? Can we try to name some, can we identify some benefits of educational technology in computer science education? The answer is yes. We can identify this benefit. So to start with, educational technology has revolutionized the field of computer science education, providing numerous benefits to both teachers and students. So the advantages are many, but you can discuss them under the following heading. The first one being enhanced engagement and motivation. When you, as teachers of computer science, incorporate or integrate educational technology into your teaching, then you should be able to enhance engagement of your students and motivation. You can do this through interactive simulations and virtual labs, which you can create. You can also do it through gamification and game-based learning, which we shall talk about briefly later on in this lesson. Then you can also do it through personalized learning experiences in which you design a personalized instruction for your students. Another benefit we can identify is improved understanding and conceptualization. You should be able to improve the conceptual understanding as well as the procedural understanding of your students when you incorporate educational technology into your teaching. And you can do this through visualizations and multimedia resources, interactive tutorials and demonstrations, then adaptive learning platforms. Briefly, in this lesson, we shall talk about adaptive learning, some platforms through which you can design an adaptive learning for your students. Okay? All right. Another benefit we can deduce when we can derive or we can gain when we incorporate educational technology into our teaching is collaboration and communication. When you incorporate technology into your teaching, you should be able to enhance student collaboration and communication. And you can do that through online collaboration tools and platforms like the Moodle, which we use for this course. Through that Moodle, it's not only to get your lesson notes, you can also interact with your colleagues, you can interact with your teachers through the Moodle. And you can also do that by virtual classrooms and discussion forums. Then peer feedback and assessment can also be what you can use as a tool to enhance collaboration and communication in your teaching. So here you have the text cloud. I hope you are aware of what this is called. It is called text cloud. And you can also make the same thing as easy using Microsoft PowerPoint or any other application out there. So what this slide has done for you is to summarize the benefits of educational technology in computer science. Perfect. Okay, we have just introduced to the benefit of integrating educational technology into your teaching. Then what are the strategies through which you can integrate this technology? So what are the strategies? So the first one is, if you want to integrate educational technology into your teaching, the very first thing you should be mindful of is the fact that alignment of that technology with your learning outcomes. You look at what are your learning outcomes, and then how can you make technology to be in line with the learning outcomes you want your student to achieve at the end of the lesson. You can do that by first and foremost identifying the learning outcomes. What are the learning outcomes? Then you select appropriate technology that you can use, and then you integrate seamlessly. So once you identify your learning outcomes and you select appropriate tools, the integration will become easier for you. So this, you do that under the alignment of technology with your learning outcomes. The second strategy, or the second step through which you can effectively integrate technology into your teaching, is to provide clear instructions and guidelines. You want a student to use Zoom, for example, you should be able to provide instructions on how to download Zoom using the phone or the laptop through the Google Play Store or through the website of Zoom. Then you provide clear instructions and guidelines for your student how to go about this. You can do this also by communicating the expectations. You let your students know what they are going to face, how it is going to look like. And again, you provide, so you need to provide step-by-step instructions to your students. And then you offer technical support to your student. Then you also promote active learning. Among the strategies of effective integration of technology into your teaching is promotion of active learning. How do you do this? You can promote active learning by encouraging exploration and experimentation, by facilitating collaboration and discussion among the students, and by fostering creativity and critical thinking. You've designed your lesson, you've aligned the technology with your learning outcomes, you've provided clear instruction. Now you need to promote active learning. You need to make your student active in the classroom. What about when you do this? You are definitely going to be faced with some challenges. But we are more interested in we are more interested in how you are going to overcome these challenges rather than just identifying the challenges. So I termed this particular slide as overcoming challenges in educational technology implementation. So the very first thing we look at is technical infrastructure and support. So this is Nigeria, this is our country, this is how it is. Most of the schools are underfunded, not to talk of underfunded in terms of the structural and the equipment. So you want to integrate technology, you are going to be faced with technical infrastructure. You may get to a school without a laboratory, computer lab. So how will you do it? How can you manage? How can you overcome this? You can try as much as possible by making adequate hardware and software. You provide it to yourself, you improvise. Even though the lab is not there, you can convert the lesson to online, where the student will have to join the class using their phone or something else instead of the lab. Then again, you need to ensure that there is what reliable internet connectivity. Just in the course of this discussion, somebody mentioned there is no network or there is no network. This is typical. But you should be prepared for this. This is going to come up. And then you should be able to provide technical support to your students when they need it. Another thing we can identify as a challenge and how to overcome it is the digital literacy and training for teachers. Most of secondary school teachers or some secondary school teachers are not digital literate. They cannot operate, they cannot use these technological tools effectively. So you need to overcome this through the training of these teachers. Professional developments can help. Collaboration and sharing best practices during the discussion with staff meetings and stuff like that. Then online support and mentoring can also help your teachers. Then we also talk about the issue of digital divide, or you call it technological divide, where some students in your class have access to technology, while some students don't have it. So how will you manage? How will you overcome this kind of challenge? You need to try as much as possible to make access to these devices available. Internet connectivity should also be available. And alternatively, you can prepare your videos online and share it with the students. They can watch it without the internet. Then you need to be concerned as well about the privacy and security. So this is another very important thing you need to look into. The privacy and security concerns are also very much important. So data protection and privacy policy, educating students about online safety, then collaboration with stakeholders on how to go about this. So far, we have mentioned we have introduced the integration of technology into your teaching. We have spoken about the benefits of integration of technology, and as well, some strategies through which you can use to design or implement integration of this technology. And lastly, we spoke about some challenges that you are going to face and how you are going to overcome these challenges. Now we can now speak briefly about the online platforms. What are the online platforms through which you can make benefit of to design your study? In today's digital age, the integration of online learning platforms has revolutionized the field of computer science education. There is no doubt about it. In fact, almost every field. So online learning platforms have become a cornerstone of modern education, offering a range of features and functionalities that facilitate effective teaching and learning experiences. These platforms provide educators with a centralized system to manage courses, deliver content, foster communication, collaboration, and assess student progress. In addition, the online learning platforms also provide educators with powerful resources to enhance teaching and learning experience, to promote student engagement, to facilitate access to a wealth of educational content. Notable among these online platforms are the learning management systems, the massive online courses, and the educational website platforms. We shall pick this one after the other, and then you should be ready for some demonstrations. So let's start with the first one, the learning management systems. This is no news to you. You have been using this often and often. Perhaps you are not aware that learning management systems, they are what you are used to. Like your modules, for instance, the module you use for getting your lesson notes, for submitting your assignment and stuff like that, they are nothing as examples of online learning management systems. So these learning management systems, or we call it LMS, are one of the online platforms commonly used in education settings. We have the Moodle, we have the Canvas, we have the Blackboard. So instructors like you can provide, this particular tool provides instructors with tools to organize course materials, deliver lectures, facilitate discussion, and track students' performance. They also offer some features like the grade books, assignment submission. All these kind of things are not new to you, I guess, if you are familiar with our module. Then we come to another aspect of it, the massive open online courses. This is huge. And I would like to take it easy here. Perhaps we need to visit this website now and see what is obtainable. Let's have that. Massive open online courses. Yeah, we're almost there. I hope you guys can still see my screen.
Yes, we can see.
Excellent, thank you. Now you have the website in front of you, yes?
Yes, we can see that.
Thank you. So this is the website for massive online open courses. Now you can see the website. This is about the website. These are the courses you can learn on your own, free of charge. Most of them with certification free. If you're interested in accounting courses, area studies courses, business and management courses, chemistry courses, computer programming courses, computer programming frameworks and packaging courses, you can see that computer science courses, creative arts courses, and so on and so forth. You can move down, you have mathematics courses out there, professional development courses for teachers are there, education statistics courses are there. So you can just, or at your leisure time, go through this website and see what you can learn. You can see Java is there, you can see C++, you see? So these are some of the courses you can learn free of charge and also get certification. You can learn Python, you can learn R programming, and so on and so forth. So let us click on one of them, perhaps to see what is obtainable, like this R programming, or we take Java courses, or JavaScript courses. So when you go to that website, you are there. Can you see? You are now, what is JavaScript? You are now in the website designed for this particular course. So this is what you can follow. You can choose which university you want to get it from. Is it Harvard, or is that Microsoft, or is it in any university? You can see these are top-rated universities in the world. You pick any one of them and you gain your knowledge as well as certificate free of charge. Okay, we can continue with the presentation. Now we are talking about the massive open online courses, all right, where you can learn things free of charge. The website provides open access to educational content from universities and institutions worldwide. So these platforms offer a wide range of computer science courses, allowing students to learn at their own pace and explore topics of interest. We have the Coursera, the edX, the Udacity, okay, are prominent examples you can find in massive open online courses. Then we have some educational websites and platforms. Apart from learning management system and MOOC, you also have some websites that are designed for the purpose of learning, making the knowledge available. So this educational website, I talk about the Khan Academy, the Code Academy, the Codemy, or the Free Code Camp. So these are website design, these are platform designs for interactive tutorial, coding exercises, and resources that support self-paced learning and skills. Let us pick Khan Academy, for instance. Okay, now we are getting to Khan Academy. Here you have Khan Academy. You can see it is fully loaded. If you are a learner or you are a teacher or you are a parent, you can get into from primary school through university to higher institutions. You can see some math courses. These are colleges and high school, test prep, computing, art, and humanities, life skills, science. So you have it here. Khan Academy, where you can learn on your own and gain the knowledge that you need. You can use this to support yourself. Maybe one course is very difficult. You can see a list of courses, fully loaded. From preschool through college, you have these courses. Look at this one, AI for Education, Artificial Intelligence for Education is a new course which you can learn on your own and become ahead of your colleagues. Good. Then we can move straight to the next one, the Codec Academy. Let's see that what is in there. This you can learn coding free of charge. Why in some instances you may have to pay, okay, but you can still learn some free courses here. Can you see this coding website? You have the C, you have the HTML, you have the Python. This is knowledge. Knowledge at your fingertips. Knowledge at your fingertips. So you can see some nice and popular courses here. Introduction to Generative AI. This lesson is free course. Can you see another free course? Introduction to ChatGPT. Can you see another free course? Prompt engineering for marketing, and so on. So this is where you learn on your own. You can see some testimony from their students. They have over 50 million learners, more than 190 countries, and 3.7 billion code submit. So you can see that. You can learn through this at your own pace. Okay. Then let's talk about the Free Code Camp. This is another website through which you can learn for free. This is dedicated for coding. If you want to learn about anything in programming, just come to this site free of charge. Dedicated to coding only. Can you see some courses that you can learn and get verified certifications? And free verified certification in these courses that you see in front of you. The responsive web design certification, the JavaScript algorithm, data structure certification, and so on and so forth. Okay, enough of these online learning platforms, then we can proceed. You have seen all this with your eyes. Then what are the benefits of online learning platforms? This is an activity. In this activity, we are going to move back to the Zoom, and then I will stop sharing my screen. So I have everybody in front here. That is good. So now, our activity will be, what are the benefits of online learning platforms? What are the benefits you can derive from learning online? Okay, so this is the question. In the next few minutes, you will be in groups. I will group you now, okay? And then in your group, listen to the instruction. I think you're going to be 3 persons in a group or 2 as the case may be. So in your group, you just need to discuss one benefit. Okay, one benefit of online learning platform and bring it up after the group activity is over. Is that information? Is that clear enough? You can
Yes,
unmute
sir.
yourself and speak.
Yes, sir.
It's clear.
So the activity is that you, in your group, 2 or 3, you think about the benefit of online learning platform, just only one benefit. And then by the time the group activity is over, you are going to share your you are all welcome back. You are all welcome back to the main group. I hope the activity went well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah? Okay, great. So
Yes, sir.
I'm giving the opportunity to group 1. What benefits do you derive or what did you put down? Let us know. You can share it, please.
So after much deliberation with my colleagues, so online learning platforms offers flexibility. Flexibility in the sense that you can learn at your own pace. You don't have to go to the classroom. You don't have to stress yourself, pay money or anything. You can learn at the comfort of your home. So it's a kind of save cost and time at the same time, sir.
All right, thank you. So who is going to share for your group, the next group?
Okay, actually, sir, I'm the one for the next group.
Okay, please go ahead.
After discussing with my group member.
Sir, can you hear us? Our network.
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead. I can hear you.
Sorry, are you using group 2 or group 1?
No, just continue with your group.
Okay, that's group 2, right?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, sir. So after deliberating with my colleague in the room, we decided to go for cost effectiveness. Which is like online courses can be cheaper than traditional classroom courses. In the sense that when you went online, you can enable to select a course at your own pace that is going to cheaper or lesser at cost for you, and then at your own pace on your own.
Career advancement opportunity. Hello, are you with us?
Yes,
career advancement opportunities. Hello.
Hello. Yes, I hear you. Career advancement opportunity.
Yes.
That you can advance your career through
online online courses. Yeah. Doesn't mean you will stop doing your job. You can continue doing your job while continue studying through online because you are the master of your learning.
Okay, thank you. I think that is fair enough. Let us proceed.
Group 9.
Now, group 9, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let us hear from you.
Okay, sir. After we have discussed with my group members, that there is one of the benefit of this online platform is resource sharing. Users can share their own experience and resources and create a dynamic and collaborative learning environment.
Thank you very much. That is helpful.
Then we now have group 8 ready to.
Okay, please go ahead, group 8.
Group 6 are ready as well.
Okay, sir.
Group 8, go ahead first.
Okay, among the benefits, we have what you call interactivity. So the platform gives you access between the learners and the instructors to interact and share knowledge as it is going on right now.
Oh, thank you very much. Group 6.
Group 7 is ready, sir. Yes, sir. Group 6 are ready.
Group 6. Group 6,
yes,
take it up.
I'm speaking on behalf of Group 6. With the help of online applications, distance is not a barrier. It's one of the advantages. Distance is not a barrier.
And I'm gonna on behalf of Group 6.
Okay, thank you. Now, group,
we can proceed.
Group
let
7.
us hear from Group 7.
Okay.
Please kindly mute yourself if you are not speaking so as not to distract the class. Now, group 7, go ahead.
One of the benefits of online learning is that it increases collaborations in the sense that it increases collaboration in the sense that it gives students opportunity to collaborate with each other through visual group and meetings, visual group works and meetings. And they can provide their feedback with the use of message boards and grouping tools that allow students to post their feedback on reading and other assignments and also to respond to each other.
Okay, thank you very much. So now we can proceed with the lesson. And then let's see, I also have some benefits which I put down. So I'm going to share mine as well with you. Let us broadcast. The benefits of online learning platforms. There are a lot of benefits we can talk about in terms of flexibility and accessibility. When you put this together from what you have said, we have flexibility and accessibility. We can also group what we have said under diverse learning resources. You have the freedom to choose so many resources available for you to learn. And lastly, what you have said, we can put it under personalization and differentiation. So all the projections you have given me, if you find, we look at these 3 categories, you will see that 1 or 2 fit into these categories. So these are the benefits of online learning platforms. We can proceed. Virtual environment in computer science education offer immersive and interactive experiences that augment traditional learning methods in computer science. So virtual environment encompasses both immersive and non-immersive experience. Take note of this division. Virtual environments can be divided into 2. We have the immersive and we have the non-immersive experience. Leverage on technologies like virtual reality and augmented reality to create simulated experience that replicates real-world scenarios. While for the non-immersive, on the other hand, they employ 3D models, not really virtual reality or augmented reality, but they use 3D models and visualization tools to enhance understanding and engagement. So notable benefits of using virtual reality in computer science education are: it provides experiential learning and simulation, real-world application and problem solving. It enhances our engagement, and then so we move down to another aspect of this lesson, which is the gamification. What can we talk about gamified learning or the use of games in the teaching and learning? So gamification is a powerful technique that applies game elements and mechanics in non-game contexts to enhance motivation and engagement. In the realm of computer science education, gamification has emerged as an effective strategy to promote student participation and improve learning outcomes. To grasp the concept of gamification, there are some key terms that you need to be familiar with. In terms of the game elements, the points, the badges, the leaderboards, the levels, challenges, and rewards, these kind of things, they create a sense of achievement and progress for students. So these elements tap into student intrinsic motivation, making learning more enjoyable and meaningful. So some of you are used to playing games. In the design of the games, you will see some games that when you move from one level to another, you earn some points, or you get some badges, or you earn some coins. So these kind of things you can use that in education to motivate your students. We also have the game mechanics. Apart from the game elements, we have the game mechanics. So this could include competition, a game which you can organize in which you can compete with the other player, and you can collaborate to solve a puzzle, and you can get feedback. These are some mechanisms which you can incorporate into your game. They foster a sense of challenge and provide instant feedback, encourage students to actively engage in the subject matter. So as teachers of computer science, how can you not design a gamified instruction? How can you incorporate gaming into your teaching and learning? The successful application of gamification in computer science education relies on several key considerations. So these considerations, as teachers, you should take them and be mindful of them whenever you are designing a gamified instruction. The first one being, you define your learning outcome. This will always come first because this is the essence of you going to the classroom in the first place. You want your student to learn something. So what do you want your student to learn? You need to be clear about it. Then you select game element. Which type of game element are you going to use? Are you using labels? Are you using points? Are you using coins? Are you making challenges using badges? So this kind of thing, you have to think it out. Then, which platform are you going to use to set your game rules? So there are some rules that, okay, when you are short of coins, you need to borrow some coins. When you want to move from one level to the other, you need to solve some puzzles or solve some problems. You can earn prizes or certificates. So this reward, which you give to your student in your game rules, where you set the guidelines and rules to maintain order and fairness. Feedback mechanisms should be incorporated where you can give immediate responses or constructive criticism. You can provide your student with some guidance and encouragement. Then you have the reward system. And these rewards can be tangible or intangible, as the case may be. So you can also use some game platforms. There are game platforms designed these days. You see, your work has become so easy as teachers. Most of the technical aspect of it, some people have done it for you and they even make it available free. There are some platforms which you can go to, you adapt, you don't have to design the game from the scratch. You adapt their own. So one of them is Kahoot. Let's see, Kahoot, it was designed in Italy. So let's see Kahoot website and we'll see what is that. This is Kahoot website, okay? So here you have it. So some packages are free, while some packages you have to pay. So you can think of what you want to do. You want to design some games. There are some game templates, which Kahoot as a company has already provided. Okay, so you can look at the schoolwork, for instance, how it works if you are using it in your school. Some features, some solution, and some plans through which you want to pay. And then you have the academy, the study, what do you want to study, and so on and so forth. So here you have it in the academy. What are the games available for students you can adapt and use in your own teaching. Another one is Code Combat. This is another website through which you can adapt their well-developed games and then use it in your own teaching. So if you are an instructor, a parent, or a student, you can choose. So this is a promotional, promotion video for the website. You can play it and see it in just 1 minute, 47 seconds. I hope the audio will be clear enough.
Play. Children use play to explore relationships, solve problems, and learn new concepts. It's our first learning tool and often makes the complex seem understandable. At Code Combat, we use play to teach. Our innovative game-based learning technology has transformed the way we learn coding and helped over 20 million students enjoy learning computer science. We teach true text-based coding using an intuitive code engine and interpreter that is designed for beginners.
So we go to the next one, which is Scratch. Scratch is open access. It was designed by MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So here you have lots and lots of stuff. So you have the games which you can modify to fit your own study. The good thing or your own lesson. The good thing about Scratch is the fact that Scratch is free of charge. You don't have to pay, and it was designed by MIT. That is Massachusetts Institute of Technology in the United States. So you have some games, you can see some games. At your leisure time, you can go to this website and explore it more. You can even play some of these games to enhance your own skill and see how things plays out. All right, that is fine enough. So these platforms, they offer pre-built games and challenges specifically designed for computer science education. So another consideration when you're designing your game is to establish assessment criteria. How will you assess your student at the end of the day? So we also have some benefits of gamification in computer science education. When you implement successfully, you are guaranteed that gamification can increase student engagement and motivation. It can enhance learning outcomes and retention of knowledge. It can promote the development of problem solving and critical thinking skills, and it can foster teamwork and collaboration. And finally, it allows for personalized learning and mastery of the subject matter. Closely related to gamification is simulation. Apart from making your knowledge to be gamified, you can also integrate or incorporate simulation in your teaching of computer science. But what is simulation in the first place? Simulation involves the imitation of real-world processes or systems using computer-based models. So simulations provide students with opportunities for experiential learning. The last few classes, we learned about experiential theory of learning. So this particular term, I believe, should not be new to you again. So it provides experience opportunity for experiential learning. So it bridges the gap between theory and practice in a controlled and engaging environment. It offers a risk-free environment for experimentation in your lesson. It is useful for dealing with complex scenarios that may be challenging to replicate in traditional classroom settings. So simulations come in various forms, including virtual simulation, interactive simulation, and algorithmic simulations. There are 3 forms of simulation. Take note of this: the virtual, interactive, and then algorithmic. So for the virtual simulation, you are replicating real-world scenarios through computer-generated environments. This could include 3D graphics, virtual reality, or augmented reality elements, allowing students to interact with simulated objects or systems. Again, the interactive simulation involves student participation, enabling them to manipulate variables. Can you see this? This is different from just watching the video. Now you can also manipulate the variables in the video or in the virtual environment. Observe outcomes, analyze cause and effect relationships. And lastly is the algorithmic simulations, which focus on simulating computational processes or algorithms. It provides students with hands-on experience in the programming concept. So now, you want to design a simulation environment for your teaching of computer studies or computer science, as the case may be. There are also some things you need to consider. You need to identify suitable simulations that align with the learning outcomes and topics being taught. And I'm going to show you shortly where you can get this simulation from. You don't have to design it yourself. These things are available online, where you just need to go there to that environment and modify it to suit your own purpose. Some of them completely free. So you can provide clear instructions on the simulations that will enable students to achieve the learning outcomes. Then you need to make sure that that particular platform you want to use is accessible to your student and it is compatible with what you want them to learn. Don't bring what is too much for them or what is too little. Then again, teachers can utilize simulation software or development environments. For example, the Net logo. The Net logo is free of charge. You can get it there. I think some features in the Net logo you have to pay. Why Sim8 is almost completely free. Let us see what is there in Net logo. Let us visit the website and see what they have in stock. Okay, look at this. This is completely free. You can download it on your system and develop it from there. You have instruction on how to go about using this simulation. And these are examples of simulation. You can try it out on your own at your leisure time. After this class, the PowerPoint for this lecture will be posted on your Moodle. You can download it. You have the link to all this. In fact, your lesson note, the links are already there on your lesson note. But again, I'm going to make this PowerPoint available in your Moodle. Okay, so you can use the Net logo to adapt already developed simulation to your own lesson. Then for the Simulate, when you look at the Simulate, here you have it. It is also a fully loaded website where you can get simulations, adapt it to fit your own purpose. So can you see? And I think some features of these are paid. You have to pay for it. While some features, they are free of charge, available to you. All right, perfect. So what again you consider when you're designing your simulation is that collaborative simulation designs projects can be undertaken, allowing students to actively engage in designing simulation themselves, and then they can reflect on their own understanding of the subject matter. So let us have another activity in the next few minutes. Again, I'm going to put you in groups. This time around, you have to think of challenges. What are the challenges of incorporating these nice things, the gamification and the simulation? What are the challenges that you can face when you are trying to integrate this simulation into your study, into your lesson as teachers? Come back.
Thank you, sir.
The activity was all about the challenges that you think as teachers you can face when you try to incorporate gamification or simulation in your own lesson. So, group 3 said you are ready.
Group 6, sir.
Group 6, excellent. Now
Yes,
go
sir.
ahead.
So one of the challenges in making a simulation or gamification classes, we discover that there are technical limitations in simulation and gamification classes, e.g. access to technology, compatibility issues, and potential disruptions in internet connectivity, just like what has been happening to most of our colleagues during the course of this online class today. We discover that most of them have internet issues. Some were even complaining that they can't connect. So as a result of that, some of them miss this class. So these are issues that we face in having those type of classes.
Thank you very much. Now,
Yes,
group 1, are you ready now?
Group 3
No.
Yes, group 1 are ready.
Okay, now group 1, let us hear from you.
Yes, sir. One of the challenges is access to electricity. For instance, this class is supposed to be holding in class, but due to not having access to electricity, we couldn't hold the class. We are doing it here online.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Very much. If we have the provision to project and do things in the classroom, we should have done it that way. Okay, now I can see group 10, you said you're ready. Go ahead. Hussein? Hussein, unmute yourself and speak. Unmute yourself. Yeah.
Okay, sir, I am on.
Yeah. Now go ahead.
I'm representing. Okay, of the challenges that is facing simulation, in installing simulation. Official outcomes. One is lack of understanding between the management or the parent, and the other is mathematics.
Hussein, your network is breaking. Perhaps you can just type your suggestion, type it and put it in the chat box. Now, group
okay.
Now, group 3, you said you are ready. I think group 3 just spoken, yes?
3 is ready.
Now go ahead, Bobby. Yes, go ahead. Group 3.
3, one of the challenges is constant updates. Technology is constantly evolving, and teachers must stay up with the latest tools and trends, which requires continuous learning and adaptation.
Thank you very much. That is helpful. Now, group 11, Mubarak Mustafa.
Okay, yeah, sir.
Go ahead.
Actually, I was the only one in my group because my other colleagues, they are complaining about network and all. So I was able to come in with lack of engagement. Like now, using stimulation in the classroom, the student will not be allowed to do hands-on activities or interactive section. It's just like only you doing your own thing at your own pace.
Now, but you can design a simulation activity in such a way that it will be interactive.
Okay.
Yes, there are ways through which all of them can work on the same simulation at the same time. or some of them. You can put them in groups, let them work on the same simulation at the same time.
Okay.
You can do that. So interactiveness is something that is possible if you design your simulation very well.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, which group again is ready?
We are ready, but I forget our group name.
Okay, now go ahead. Adam, go ahead. You are group 2.
Group 2, limited content coverage. Limited content coverage.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of this gamification.
Yeah.
In terms of this gamification, is not every lesson or topic the teacher or the facilitator will be able to design a game that will carry all the content of the lesson. Therefore, there is limited content coverage in terms of this gamification.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, that is fair enough. And there are teachers, you have the freedom to choose and make up for what is missing. Okay. All right. Now, group 5. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, group 5.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So one common challenge is ensuring that the game or simulation is aligned with the learning goals of the course. If the game or simulation is not relevant to the material being learned, it can end up being a distraction rather than a tool for engagement.
Yeah, thank you very much. In fact, as a teacher, the very first consideration you must take note when you are designing your gamification or your simulation is to make sure that whatever game you select or whatever simulation you select is in line with your learning outcomes. Thank you very much. That is fair. Now, group 8.
Big Daniel.
Group 8, David. Unmute yourself, David, and speak up.
David, and speak up. Lack of face-to-face interaction, in the sense that this online learning can cause lack of face-to-face interaction with students and teachers.
Yeah, thank you. Remember, we are talking about gamification, and you can be in the same room playing the same game competitive. And if you like, you can be in your various rooms or your various locations and be playing collaborative games. Do you play games online? Anyone here who play online games?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, in online games, see, you can be competing with somebody even in the US. Yeah,
yes,
so
sir.
That is very much possible. And you can be in the same room, like in your hostel, and be playing PS. Some of you play PS, even though it is not for educational purpose. But how can you not make that PS to be educational? So that is what we are trying to discuss here. So in that situation, your student can sit together in the same classroom and be playing the same game together instead of being at different locations. Thank you. Now, group 7, we can go ahead.
Okay, sir. One of the difficulty you can actually find in simulation in education is technical know-how, which involves the sort of machines and those processes and also material that are used in learning. For example, you might have students that are not that familiar with those tools and with those animation and gaming tools, where you can have like difficulty to relate your content to them because not all of them are familiar with how to navigate and then use all those gaming and animation websites. So you can have technical know-how as a very critical challenge in this particular learning style.
Yeah, thank you very much. That is very fantastic. Now, group 9, you said you are ready. Go ahead. Group 9, Zaradin, you need to unmute yourself and speak up. Unmute yourself and speak up. Yeah, now you can go ahead.
Yes, sir. One of the challenges is managing development costs. Like the process of the planning and controlling the budget of a business, like having a good cost management system in the place that make it easier for an organization to estimate and allocate budgets.
Yeah, thank you. I can see that Izatu Yahuza Adamu, you are raising up your hand. You have something to say?
No, we are in group 4, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right, so thank you very much for all your feedback, and I think that makes sense. and we can continue the class. Now, please, everybody should unmute themselves or herself, as the case may be.
Sir, just before we do that.
Now, challenges and consideration, which you have given me, we can put all these things together in some of these technical requirements and access to necessary resources. Balancing game element and academic rigor is another challenge, like somebody mentioned. Equity and inclusive consideration are paramount when implementing gamification and stimulation. You, as a teacher, you should make sure that the games you are bringing in, not a few of your students are familiar with it. At least it should be something that everybody should be familiar. So those are the three things I put together there. Now, there are now some coding and programming tools for teaching computer science concepts. I think this is the last slide, and we are rounding up from here. Some of these you are aware. Coding and programming have become essential skills in today's digital world. This is something that is a fact that only a few people can argue with. As computer science education continues to gain importance, educators are constantly seeking effective tools to teach coding and programming concepts to students. So these tools provide a practical and engaging approach to help learners grasp fundamental computer science principles and develop problem-solving skills. Some of the coding and programming environments that we have, that is Scratch, like I mentioned that before, the Python. I'm not sure that in your curriculum whether Python is there or otherwise, but you should be able to know better than I do. Then this particular website too, code.org, you can visit the website on your own and see some fantastic things they have in stock, where you can code on your own and you learn coding through it. Then there's also this MIT App Inventor. You remember we have MIT before. That's Massachusetts Institute of Technology in the United States. So they have this website that is designed for App Inventor. If you want to develop an app, you don't need to bother yourself. Let's go to the website. You don't need to start from the scratch. Okay? There are well-developed models, templates of apps. Can you see this? Android apps. So if you are interested in developing apps, just go to this website and learn. Pick some of the apps and then modify it. Okay? Look at it. You have more than enough that you need. You can get started. You can try a tutorial. You can teach coding, ask questions, they get involved. So in developing apps, you don't have to pay somebody to learn how to do it. Just come to this website and learn on your own if you are interested. So there are a lot of resources available. The system requirement documentation, how you can install or work on. Go back here where you have some resources available to you, how you can get started. If you're an educator, how you can use this to teach, what are the tutorials, hour of coding, app with App Inventor, and so on and so forth. But what we are saying in essence is, if you're interested in developing apps, mobile apps, Android apps, or that of, what do you call it, OS apps, and so on, or even browser, system-based apps, you can just come to this website and learn how to develop applications. So another resource which you can do with when you are interested in coding, and that of web-based tools and resources like the Code Academy, the Replit, and the GitHub. So these are also fantastic platforms too, which you can explore if you are interested in coding and programming. For example, let us see what is there in the Replit. So there we find ourselves. Make something great. So you can get started from here. You can look at their features, what they have in stock for you. There you can see, I think some of these are not free, but you can still get the basic knowledge that you need to carry on with your design. And the last one there is that of GitHub. If you're a programmer, you should have an account with GitHub, where you can make your codes available and you can access free codes from other researchers, other developers. So you can see open source, where you have the self-sponsored, some guys that went through nights to develop some codes, and they generously make it available for everybody to adapt and use. So here you can find it in GitHub. You can create an account as a computer science student, or as a developer, or as a programmer, as the case may be. So these are some of the things you can explore as teachers and then use that to incorporate or integrate technology into your own teaching. In essence, we have covered a whole chunk of information, a whole lot of things in which it will take you some days to digest these things. So go back to the notes, flip through it page by page, compare, go to the website, find a place where there is internet connectivity, explore the website, look at what you can learn on your own, develop your skills as you are developing in your career. You're just in 200 level now. There are some basic things you can identify at this moment and start learning on your own before you graduate. Before you graduate, you become master of it, which I'm very